Hello, everyone, and welcome to our Develop podcast. We are excited to be here with you and hear another inspiring story from one of our professionals. Joining us today is Tabatha Coffey, a tax partner in our Hobbs, New Mexico office. Tabatha has more than 14 years of tax experience advising clients and focuses on multiple industries. We are so lucky to have her join us on this platform. So welcome, Tabatha. Thanks for being here with us.
Thanks for having me, Danielle. I'm really excited about this.
Yeah, this is going to be a fun little conversation we get to have.
Absolutely. I'm ready.
Perfect. Well, let's dive in and let's talk about you first. Tell us a little bit about you. Where'd you grow up? Where'd you go to school? Did you study accounting? We've got some folks that didn't even study accounting, so I always got to ask.
Sure. So I grew up in Clovis, New Mexico. It's about 2 hours north from Hobbs. I went to school at Eastern New Mexico University. It's a pretty small school in the small town of Portales. I started with just a general business degree. As I went through my courses and started the accounting courses, I actually had an advisor reach out to me and say, hey, I really think you should pursue this direction in your business degree and go accounting. Looked into it a little bit and I thought, that seems like a good idea. So I started checking through all the accounting courses, really enjoyed it. And then I got my bachelor's. I was actually recruited by Johnson Miller and Company at Eastern New Mexico. So I started as soon as I graduated with my bachelor's, moved to Hobbs. I still needed a few hours to sit for the exam. So I went ahead and did my master's at Eastern as well. And I did that all online. So I'm a little bit non-traditional.
Mm-hmm.
I was working full-time at Johnson Miller and Company while I was getting my master's degree.
Okay.
It ended up taking me about 2.5 years, a little bit longer just because I was working. And then as soon as I got that taken care of, I went through one more tax season and then said, all right, it's CPA time.
Yeah.
Did
you
that.
Get through it.
You got to get through it. So scheduled that out within about 6 months, passed everything and got it done.
I love it.
Yep. So I've just spent my whole career here in Hobbs, the same
Okay.
office. Johnson Miller and Company merged in with Whitley Penn back in 2000,
right.
2020.
Great year.
Yeah. Been here ever since.
I love it. Okay. So yeah, I was going to kind of get into, if folks don't know, Johnson Miller, like you mentioned, we merged together November, I think 2020. So that established our presence there in Midland, Odessa and Hobbs. And it sounds like you kind of got plugged in with them right away through the internship experience. And what made you know that you wanted to stay with them as a firm?
You know what? Here in the Hobbs office in particular, just because I'm more familiar with that office, just really great leadership.
Mm-hmm.
We've had, partners with just amazing experience. I've got to learn so much from them. And I like the size of the office. There's, between 25 and 30 people here normally. It's a great size to where everybody. It's open door. You can go and chat with whoever you need to. Just lots of learning opportunities. I also got connected, with Mary Hines was one of my first real mentors, and she would talk to me all the time about different ways to advance, and what this career looks like, how to pursue it, those kind of things. So she really tied me in early on, and I think that's one of the reasons I stayed. I had such good just leadership and mentorship. I just didn't want to leave.
I love it. It's important. And you mentioned Mary Hines, so on the audit side, but you were forever the tax path. So what made you choose tax?
No. So actually I started as an auditor.
Okay.
Here in the Hobbs office, the auditors did both audit and tax kind of simultaneously. We'd help out with whatever busy season we needed. I was primarily audit though. It came to a point I was about year 6 or 7 in my career, and our office had lost one of our main tax managers, and we weren't really left with anyone to lead that as a manager, that department. And so they came to me and said, hey, do you want to go ahead and make a switch and just go straight tax? And I did it, and I'm really glad I did it. I like having that audit background. But ultimately, I like tax because there's smaller projects that you can get done quicker. And I like that side of things where I can be working on multiple things and it seems like they just wrap up faster than an audit that could take a while.
Yeah. And more opportunity for more relationships too, right?
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I love that. So as you have evolved now in your career, what have been some of the biggest takeaways and learning experiences you have had along the way to get you where you're at now?
I would say the biggest thing is to just really lean into what you're doing. I never really turned down any kind of projects or things that, another partner would come to me about and say, hey, can you work on this, as a staff or senior? And I really just wanted to take on whatever I could. I wanted to learn. I wanted to sit down with those partners and really get to know the subject matter, what's going on. Just really trying to take that in. Also, even just from kind of a social side of things, I got plugged into the Rotary Club of Hobbs through another retired partner, James Francis here. And he really taught me, going to those meetings with him, he taught me more about kind of the social etiquette and business development side of the career, which, I took a lot from that. So I would say any chance you have to reach out to leadership or, just anyone above you and just pick their brain,
Get some face time, pick their brain. And I love that advice. So the transition to Whitley Penn from Johnson Miller, I'm sure it's been an exciting one these past couple years now. What did that mean to you as a professional? And were there any roadblocks that you experienced along the way? And, by roadblocks, I mean opportunities for growth, but what did that look like for you?
Yeah. The transition wasn't easy. Of course, with transition, there's always going to be some bumps in the road. Of course, we had to learn all new software. That was probably the toughest challenge that we had, going into a tax season and everything was new, getting it all set up. It was definitely challenging, but I went into it. It's all about how you frame it in your mind, right? And I remember having meetings with Whitley Penn partners before we merged in, and they told me, that first year is just going to be tough. You just got to kind of grin and bear it. There's just going to be some, challenges, but if you make it through that year, you're golden. And really, even just, the second year too, there's still a little bit, but I feel coming into this tax season now, we're, into year 3. I just feel so great about Whitley Penn, the firm. I've gotten a chance to meet a lot of people within the firm, get to know them. I love this firm because they are so supportive of entrepreneurship, bringing up young leaders. There's so many opportunities within this firm, for development, growth wise. And then also just the resources that we have, it's a huge benefit to our client base, knowing that I can reach out to people in specialized industries. I don't need to know it all. I don't have to spend hours and hours researching things. I can reach out to somebody who already knows it. And, then I learn from them. So it's just been a really great experience.
Yeah, you don't have the time to know it all, right?
No, absolutely.
And no one knows it all. So I think what you touched on, like just that perspective of how an opportunity is, not just for yourself, but like you mentioned, for your clients and for the sustainability and the young generation coming up too. I think it's really exciting to be a part of. So let's talk about the work that you focus on professionally for a second. What type of clients do you primarily work with, and how do you envision your professional career growing? Is it more industry specific, or what do you like to focus on?
Well, I would say here in Hobbs, we really have an oil and gas presence, but it's really more on the service support side. So a lot of our clients will be, they haul water or, rent out equipment for the oil field, that kind of thing. So a lot of that support. But I also, have clients in various industries because we are kind of the main office here, I guess the main CPA practice here in Hobbs. We get a wide variety of clients, real estate, high net worth clients. That's kind of where I see it going. Maybe, trying to keep that oil and gas support side of things, but also some construction. I have a few construction clients that
Okay.
I dip my toes in, and then the
Yeah.
real estate, things like that. That's where I see my, I guess, expertise going towards.
Yeah. So a little diversity, but kind of in the same buckets.
Yep,
So to
exactly.
speak. Yeah, which is helpful. I think being a subject matter expert in your area can really benefit. I think, the back in the days, we used to wear like a million hats, right? Which is great. You learn a lot, but now we kind of see the shift of to be a subject matter expert really helps you as a professional and helps your clients better too when you can better serve them.
Absolutely. We can't know it all. So
No, we definitely don't.
yep.
And turning into a parent, you definitely get even more humble that you do not know anything.
Oh, absolutely.
So, you mentioned you started out in audit. So this kind of ties into that, but what are some things you love most about what you do, getting to work with clients? You kind of mentioned you like to get to know them, be that advisor to them. So what are your favorite things about the client service side?
Yeah, absolutely. I just really enjoy interacting with clients. I think one of the most exciting things about the career is meeting a new client initially too. Setting up a meeting, getting to know them one-on-one, seeing what their needs are, see how we can help them, and then really guiding them through the process of, if they're setting up a business or, trying to do something new. I like being able to help them in that aspect.
Yeah.
And then some of my, longer standing clients, it's, they become almost like family. You just feel integrated into their life and so much about them. And it's fun to see them grow as well, to start off real small and then get bigger. But yeah, I just really enjoy interacting with them. And then, being in a small town like Hobbs, then you go to dinner and you see them and you go to different events and you're always interacting with them. So yeah,
I love that.
it's just great.
Tax seems, like it's like that personal, you got to know enough about them, right? To get into their work, and you get to have that opportunity to know them in a different capacity almost. And they trust you too. I think that's really important.
Exactly. Probably more than most people about their personal life.
Right. So they want to keep you close.
Exactly.
So what excites you most as it relates to growth within your industry and specifically in the market you serve, where y'all are at?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of growth potential where we are. The oil and gas industry, it has its highs and its lows, but it's really always pretty consistent. There's always going to be some kind of work out here. Especially now, we really see the oil and gas industry booming. So, everything related to that is expanding and growing. I see there's a need to kind of expand more in Carlsbad. We have a few Carlsbad clients now, but they don't really have a ton of CPA support there in that area. So I think there's another avenue we can go down. But yeah, lots of room for growth still, and it's exciting. And I think first it starts with growing and mentoring our staff. We want them to stay and we want them to grow in their careers and then bring on more staff. And that's going to help us also grow and, expand the way we'd like to.
Yeah, I think what you touched on, that internal growth component, is so important to even get to talk about how you grow externally. So I'm excited about what that looks like for our firm this year with a lot coming in the pipeline. So it'll be fun to watch. As you've transitioned and grown into a leadership role now within the firm, and within your local office, within the tax department as a whole, what are some things that you love most now about developing those younger future leaders of the firm?
Yeah, I love being able to get together with our staff and, just get to know them. First, you really get to know the person as a whole, because it's not just work related, right? I mean, we're here most of the time, but you want to know about their family and you want to know what's going on in their personal life as well. So I always try to make a connection where I can, and then that leads into just kind of, it doesn't even have to be a formal mentor process, but it can be very informal in just giving them advice on different things. We really want to see them grow and develop and just to show them that there is a lot of opportunity here, especially with Whitley Penn. I mean, I think it's great how many young leaders we have and how it's constantly growing. There's so much potential here. So really letting them know, hey guys, there's a lot of room for growth here. We see it with the number of partners that we're promoting every year, and that's increasing. So just lots of opportunities. It's fun.
You gotta like continue to encourage them, like to raise their hands and to let y'all know what's important to them, because that's important to the firm.
Yep, exactly. We need to support.
What's the best piece of advice you've ever received? Maybe this is from a coworker,
so
maybe
I always
a client,
try to
or
shop local,
someone on your team, or even family.
Get things from clients wherever I can, because I want to support them just like they support us. That's definitely one piece of advice that I've got. Another piece of advice that I've got is to just really lean into your career. I think sometimes as females, we can be a little bit reserved, and you really just gotta kind of fake it till you make it type of mentality, when it comes to having the imposter syndrome and different things like that. You really just go for it,
I love that advice.
Has a lot to do with it.
Yes, lean into your career. That's so important, because there's lots of opportunities that you can keep unfolding, and so the more you lean in, the more it can give back to you.
Exactly.
So let's talk about being involved in organizations. You mentioned the Rotary Club, so other things outside the office. Are there other organizations you're involved in or have been involved with? And what do you think the biggest benefits to getting involved outside of the office are to your personal and professional growth?
Yeah, I'm also involved with the ENMU Accounting Advisory Council. So that's a group of students who have gone to Eastern previously. We get together once or twice a year, really talk about the accounting program there at Portales. And it also kind of helps us from a recruiting aspect, to see if there's any potential students. We maintain that connection with professors. I think that's very important when you're recruiting and looking for different things, just always having those connections. And that kind of leads into Rotary Club of Hobbs. They support a lot of other nonprofits, so just through that one organization I've got connected with various other nonprofits. It also helps me to know what's going on in the community. There's just a lot going on, and I think sometimes people get stuck in a small town mentality where there's nothing to do. But this town is pretty amazing the way that, everyone supports each other, and there's always something going on. So that really keeps me connected that way. And then of course, it's always good for client business development. Meeting other people. That's the best way to just get out there and start getting to know people. It's almost just a natural marketing, effort that you can do. It doesn't have to be forced. You just go to a meeting and meet people and, hang out.
What you do. It's part of your brand. I mean, you're not going out of your way to do anything you don't already do. It's just
exactly
me, and this is what I do and how I can help you.
And it's much easier to develop business that way. It's natural. It's not forced.
Yes, it's the best way to do it. Okay, so tell us maybe this is outside of busy season, but what do you love doing outside of the office? The weekend, what do you and your family do?
Oh, my favorite thing, I just love to travel. Beaches. I love a good all-inclusive resort. Just go and relax, not really have any agenda. That's probably my favorite thing that I love to do. I love it. I've got to get the kids to Disney though. That's on the bucket list.
I'm ready that one.
And Taylor Swift next year. Gotta do that. So I just look for opportunities to travel. I love to go and see people. I have a lot of college friends that are spread out all over. One even in England that I just went and visited. So I love to go and see people and just experience new things. I love to get out.
I love that. So what's been your favorite vacation you've ever taken?
I would say right out of college, I've probably been working for about a year or two. Me and my now husband and another friend, we went to visit our friend overseas. Cork, Ireland was probably the funnest place I've been to. Just really pretty. Everyone was very friendly.
Yes.
Oh, it was just awesome. So
I agree. Don't sleep on Ireland. We went to Dublin and it was the coolest place ever. And I was like, why do people not talk about
I know.
more? Like, it is so cool. People are so nice. Like, the food was so good we had. It was such a fun, casual, just place to be.
Exactly. Yep.
I
And
love
then
it.
Nashville, if you're going to stay local, Nashville's my favorite.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've yet to go there, which just kind of blows my mind.
I know.
Yeah.
You got to go. It's great.
I feel like it just gets busier and busier too. It's like
Especially with the
hot
kiddos,
spot.
it makes it a little harder to travel, but
There's definitely trips like that you do with kids, and then
the ones without. I'm at a good stage right now. Mine are 8 and 5, so they're easier to travel with. So now we can do more fun.
Yeah, they can like stay up late and do all
not
the
have to worry about naps and all of those things.
Yeah, don't have to pack all the things.
Exactly.
But yeah, I love that. So if you could be doing anything else professionally right now, what do you think you'd be doing?
I've thought about this so much in my life, and I think my daughters even asked me this, and I just really don't know what I would be doing. I like to bake as a kid, and I like to bake with my kids now and do those kind of things, but I don't know that I could ever be doing it professionally. I just really enjoy this industry, or, just kind of business in general.
I love it. Well, your clients are going to love to hear you say that too.
Yeah, I'm
not going anywhere, guys. She's staying in tax forever. She won't miss it. No, I love that. So, lastly, I always like to ask our folks this, but any books, podcasts, shows, or recommendations you have. Now, this could be something related to growth and development. It could just be something fun like Emily in Paris that you love watching, but what's grabbing your attention, and what can you share with our audience to have them take a peek at?
Sure. Well, from a professional standpoint, I've mentioned Leaning In quite often, but that book was one that really inspired me, by Sheryl Sandberg, and I always recommend it, especially to females in this career. It's just a great one to listen to and kind of get some insight on that. As far as podcasts, Accounting Today has a really good one, or I've been listening to one. It's called Women Taking the Lead by Jody Flynn. It's a really great one. But if I don't really want to think too hard, I'm a really big Bravo fan.
Oh, Tabatha, the Bravo, the Housewives, all of it.
That's my guilty pleasure, all of it. I love it all.
You gotta have something to kind of disconnect.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Do you have a favorite group or season or
probably Below Deck, Southern Charm, some of those. Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah, that's my guilty pleasure.
I love it. Well, hey, I don't blame you. There's some good shows on Bravo, and to kind of just ones you don't have to think about.
Exactly.
You do enough thinking.
That's right. Yeah, unwind.
I love it. Well, Tabatha, thank you again for joining me today and sharing your story with our audience and everyone. I always love our time when we get to visit together. And thanks for everything you do for our firm, the people of our firm, your clients. You're a superstar. So we are lucky to have you.
Yeah, thank you, Danielle. And thanks for doing this series. It's been really great to get to know everyone's background and just some history on the leaders of this firm. So thanks for doing it.
Everyone's got a different story. So it's been so fun getting to know the people of our firm in all of our offices that we don't get to see every day. So it's fun. So thank you for joining.
Thanks, Danielle.
Oh.